game. He was in a crack house with a gun, cooking crack on the DVD. He about that life. And so what I used to do before I go home, sometimes I would stop passing, like he had like a house where his homies be at.
Right.
And one day there was a boxing match on. A guy was sitting there watching boxing. I look around, it's like 50 guns. I said, bro, I'm on parole, bro. I gotta go, nigga.
Right.
Mind you, street as I am, I said, he was living 2 street, my nigga.
I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'm the type of dude I can't be broke. You see, I got this whole building, I'll fix this shit up from what? I don't make no money off rap. I extort people. I got shot 10 times. I tied a nigga up. No, I don't think it's from that. It could have been from that. It could have been from my motherfucking cousin robbing the Dominicans. It could have been from my right-hand man tying these niggas up.
Situation, and guess what? It's gonna be in the song. He's gonna make a song about the same day. So I know that's why I feel it so much. I know it.
A reckless anthem.
When he said I killed the nigga and I did that, I seen him do it.
This is a story of a rapper called AR-AB from my city, Philadelphia. Now, some of you guys may have heard of him before. Some of you may have never heard of him before, okay? Now, if y'all know me, y'all know on this channel, we try to bring positivity, talk about God, try to show things, sometimes bad stories, bad things, to show how people can get out of this mess, all right? Now, in Philly, it's a lot of guys that wish they could have been like AR-AB, minus him being arrested. We're going to get into this, all right? Now, if y'all watch my channel, you would know that I'm from Philly. Okay, I'm in Philly right now as I'm making this video. All right, now, AR-AB was like a street dude that a lot of people seen. I could have sworn I've seen this dude a few times. I used to work in the area where he was at, which is around Broad area. I used to work around the area for some time. All right. Now, AR-AB was a guy who, he got money on a block. He got money, you know, as he said, you know, selling dope, all kind of stuff. And he just had a lot of different blocks where he had different workers. All right. Now, Philly's, if you haven't been here before, it's the kind of city where in certain areas you will see dudes just on a corner. Sometimes you will see like 10 dudes on one corner. And the reality is that the reason why they're able to do this is because the cops is paid off. I'm not going to go into it, but I know of certain areas where it was definitely cops actually paid off. I remember times I was at church before, all right, during the week. And, you know, people actually seen cops picking up money. True story, we saw cops actually picking up money, like money that was laid out in a parking lot for them so that they would let these dudes do their stuff. All right. North Philly is a wide area, and where AR-AB was at, he had like a network of stuff going on. All right. Now, AR-AB used to mess with this guy Cassidy. If y'all remember Cassidy years ago, I used to listen to rap, like secular rap, which I don't listen to now, but I used to listen to a lot of that stuff. And I remember Cassidy, when he was out, AR-AB used to be with him. All right. And AR-AB can definitely rap. I can't hear nobody say nowadays. A lot of people make fun of AR-AB for snitching, all kind of stuff, but like self-snitching. But AR-AB could actually really rap. I don't care what anybody says. This dude had a lot of skills. It was almost as if he wasn't even trying, like in the way that he rapped. Or I'm gonna give the guy respect where respect is due. Even though he did a lot of foolish stuff, he could definitely rap. And a lot of people liked him. And he was with Cassidy. Cassidy also can rap very well. They both are very good writers. But AR-AB actually was one of the reasons why Cassidy had that situation where he got locked up. All right, and Cassidy tells a story. Basically, was like, look, you know what I mean? AR-AB was one of the guys who was involved with the shooting. All right, they got him locked up. And AR-AB basically shot this guy. He didn't know that was what happened. Though that somebody came actually to try to shoot them. And it was like self-defense, but still, the way that it happened, AR-AB was kind of in that world, you know, and that definitely affected Cassidy's career in negative way. But at the same time, Cassidy was hanging with that type of dude, okay?
If I said skinny, he'll leave your head open. I sell them whole with his more when you fry it. Slinging them stones like it's David Goliath. Hearing the echo, think my phone is wired. Burning that bush by the pound when I buy it. 48 laws, it was my 10 commandments. For holy wall, so I slept with my hammer. Walking on water when I pop a nana. Sipping holy water out of a fan. Ride on these niggas while quoting the scriptures. Baptize the brick, sell it wet like a dipper.
Like I said, AR-AB could definitely rap. And as you can see on YouTube, it's a lot of videos. Okay, here it says, was AR-AB the biggest self-snitch of all time? AR-AB the king of self-snitching. All right. Self-snitching at its finest. This is DJ Academics, okay? He was pretty famous. Self-snitching at its finest. Now, a lot of these people, they're not from Philadelphia. They don't know nothing about AR-AB like that. I mean, they heard of him, and it's like they're viewing him as a rapper from somewhere. And nowadays, every time AR-AB told on himself. Okay, nowadays it's like, okay, well this is just, you know, it's a funny person to look at. Dumbest, you know, perhaps dumbest criminal. How Philly's top goon got caught bodies. Okay. Now I'm not here to say that this dude did not do stupid stuff. Okay. As the video opened, you saw the compilation that I had of him basically snitching on himself. But the thing is, and this is like the crazy thing, right? When this happened, and the crazy thing is, look, number one, I'm gonna say this right. I ain't even listen to rap like that, right? When this stuff was going on. But when I saw AR-AB years ago, I was like, this dude is like one of the realest rappers that I see in a while from Philly. What I mean by that is that I felt like this dude is saying like stuff that really happened, and I did kind of had the feeling like he need to like kind of rap, you know, keep that tight, because he tell a little bit too much. Like, it's people that you could look at and you could tell they lying when they talk about stuff, or rappers that they say stuff and you like, I'm not sure. But AR-AB is the kind of guy, I'm talking about before he got arrested, before all this stuff went down, where I was like, and anybody can look at me like, he's telling the truth, like something he talking about. And then he would do his interviews, like a lot of y'all may know about. Maybe you never heard of him or seen interviews, but he got a lot of interviews where he coming on and he basically just snitching on himself. All right. Yeah, a lot of people look at him like he's just an idiot. But the thing is, like, it's a lot of guys just like him today. It's not like rap has changed, so now it's like just come out and lie all day long. Dudes are still doing the same thing. Okay? They doing the exact same thing. They on a corner, all right? They're trying to get street cred. I mean, it's ears, you know, in my city where you, like I just said earlier, you'll see 10 guys on the corner. You know what I mean? They be out there, you know, hustling, as they want to call it, all right? And I don't call selling dope to your own people hustling, okay? Hustling is sitting there really, I mean, seriously, hustling is coming up with a great idea, not breaking the law, all right? And getting money, all right? Going out and being a worker for somebody to sell dope to your own people, to me, is not hustling, all right? It really is not. But you look at somebody like him, he had great skill, all right? And he still has great skill to rap. But he said, you know what? I'm going to get on this block. I'm going to get this money. You know, and like the Bible says, you know, the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil. And for him, and another thing I want to say is this, me personally also, a lot of y'all may not know this, but I'm also a rapper myself. That's why my page, Brother Winston, that's my rap name. My rap name is actually Brother Winston. Okay, if you go on my page, you will see I got songs, got Christian rap songs on my at the bottom of my page. Okay, that's when I first started my page. That's why I started my page, was to push my music. Okay, so looking at this guy, I could tell this dude got a lot of skill. All right, and you gotta be a certain type of intelligent person to be able to rap well. I mean, it's just a reality situation to be able to write. All right, like me, I'm a freestyle artist. I never really wrote, but I never wrote, but I know how to write. You understand? I know how to do it. That's just not my style. But to write, or whatever, or the freestyle, it take a lot of skill, it take a lot of intelligence to be able to do that. All right, and this guy could put out a song like bam, just like that. All right, and then captivate you. Anybody can write a song, anybody can make something, but it's not about just making a song. It's about making something that, it's like being on YouTube, for example, right? To make a YouTube video, anybody can make a video, but it's not easy to have high retention, which is to say that you got people paying attention from beginning to end. Or to make, anybody can make a movie, for example. Anybody can shoot a movie. But there's a lot of people that have movies on Tubi. A lot of movies is straight trash. You got people that make big Hollywood budget movies, and the movies is much better. You understand? Depending on what it is. Some movies on Tubi are not trash, okay? But it depends. You understand? Some movies that's from the hood or whatever. Movies that's from lower budget stuff. But a lot of it is. But anybody can make that stuff. I'm saying this guy, you know, he had skill. He's still alive. He still has skill. All right. But he's also an intelligent person. Okay. But the thing is, he saw Philadelphia, he saw the city that I live in, as almost like Gotham City. You understand? Like the villains in Gotham City see Gotham City. That's how this man in real life saw the city. Like, and not like he was only here, like he didn't travel. He traveled, but in his mind, it's like, okay, this is Gotham City. This is where all the work is at. This is where we're gonna be at. All right, and I can't leave even if I want to leave. I can't go nowhere even if I wanted to. So he set up people to lose their lives. He set up people to be. He was setting up what you call it. He had hits on people and all kind of stuff. He set up his own. He had his own guys, taking people out to expand his drug empire. I'm about to play this other interview that he had, okay? But the thing is, like he was expanding his empire, and people was looking at AR-AB. Some people in Philly and other cities, they was looking at him, but mostly in Philly, I would say, more than anywhere else. They was looking at him like, yeah, you a real entrepreneur, you a real enterprising young man, all right? And people looked up to him, especially those that listen to this type of music, women, young women, young men, and older folks. They looked at him like he, become one of them real OGs, okay? And at the end of the day, he was setting himself up to fail, and nobody was saying that. That's the part I want to mention here, is that nobody was saying that. People will watch you fall, and they will look up like a falling star. They will look up in the sky and see you falling. They're not going to say somebody stop that falling star. They're going to look at you falling. All right, a lot of people, they look at this stuff and they say they'll look at a person like AR-AB, because there's a lot of people just like AR-AB today. All right, and I'll look at them, and I'll be like, look at what they doing. Look at the money they getting. And when they look at that person getting money, they feel like it's them getting money when they were listening to their music, when they're watching them getting these different women that they usually wouldn't be able to get. But when the money come, all of a sudden the women come. All right, in Philadelphia, I know from living here, it's a lot of women in the city that are nice women, good women, but there's also a lot of women in the city that are nasty, and they look good. But if you actually talk to them, you will find that they're some of the nastiest women you ever can encounter. Okay, they may look like out of this world. I'm telling you, very attractive. But I'm telling you, when you talk to them, you be like, yo. Or some of them have the mindset of, you gotta have all the money in the world to date me. Okay, so somebody like AR-AB, when he got that money, it's like women could come just easy. All right, so young guys, they're looking at him like, yeah, he that dude. He got blocks. Okay, he got Broad Erie. He got Susquehanna Avenue. He got this area, he got that area, all these areas. He expanding. You understand what I'm saying? You see dudes out on the corner ain't working for AR-AB. Then also AR-AB was getting properties and all kind of stuff. But it didn't always start out like that. So you're gonna explain right here, okay? It didn't always. That wasn't in his mind from the very beginning. But that's what he aspired to do, and that's what he saw other people doing. And to this very day, that mindset is still in the city.
Me and my brain, the way it worked, I thought that was the smartest thing to do. I had a job. When I first came home from job court, I was 17 going on 18. And I had a job. And this is the main reason why I got in the streets, right? I had a minimum wage job. I was making close to $200 a week. And one of my little cousins, who I raised that came up under me, man, he was selling drugs. And he told me, he said, listen, Ab, mine have to be around him all day while he's selling drugs. I'll be him all day, then go to work. So he said, listen, man, find me a worker. I'll pay him $500 a week. 8-hour shift, 3 8-hour shift. I pay all three on $500 a week. And I was like, damn, I'm making $200 a week. So in my mind, I said, this is the smartest thing to do is make the $500 a week. I sit here all day. I sit here like 14 hours with him all day anyway. This the guy be around all day, every day. So I said, fuck that. I said, listen, man, give me the job. And mind you, I'm his big cousin. He look up to me. He like, get you the job. No, I ain't getting no job. I said, man, give me the job. He just, I got in the game, just bought me a couple of pounds of weed and just gave it to me for free. I said, just go ahead, man. Just sell weed. And I just started selling the weed and I just got it rolling. I had 2 blocks. And then, I just graduated from that and went into the crack game and we were just out there rolling, man.
So you can see that's how he kind of got into the game. But look at these comments. Okay, AR-AB talked too much, which is true. Okay, when it comes to him telling what he was doing. All right, whoever his cellmate is, I know they getting some good stories. Whoever is his cellmate, I know he getting good stories. I go back and watch this every couple of years. I still can't believe he is talking this much. And then finally, I just fell asleep while watching this video, and it became part of my dream. I dreamed that Baby was telling me he owned his own block. Then I awoke and AR-AB was still talking.
That's my man. I actually know Ab. And I'm saying, like, personally, like, some people just know him from his music or what they seen on Instagram or, like, social media and shit. Like, I know the nigga for real, so I kind of felt that energy was around him. Like, and I've been feeling like something bad was going to happen. And I mean, letting him know, told him a bunch of times. So I ain't trying to say I'm psychic, but I felt that something was going to go wrong eventually, and it did. It already went wrong when I got locked up, because I'm not a nigga that get locked.
Like I said, I used to listen to rap. I heard some of AR-AB songs years ago, but I was like, at that time I was like getting out of it, okay? Because it was a time where I didn't understand like that this stuff don't mix with God. I was like, okay, I can, be a believer in God, be a Christian, then at the same time, me listen to all this mess. And it was like two separate worlds, and then I can just choose which one I want to go to. It's not how it works, okay? Because that stuff, you listening to that stuff is going in your spirit, all right? And it's tempting you, all right, to watch it. It's tempting you to actually do it, all right? At the very least, you say, well, I listen, I never did nothing like that. You don't know what you would do, number one. Without the help of God, it's all kind of stuff that you'd be surprised, or it may put, you may not go out and do what they do. You may do something else. It may make you, or at the very least, a lot of times when you listen to the music, it puts you on edge. So that if somebody does something, you could be at your job and all of a sudden you just go off on them. You don't know why. It's because you listen to people that say something they say. You don't understand that. And the devil just loves it. He just sucks it all up. Okay, it's evil energy that's being released. At the very least, you can at least believe that. All right. And like if you don't know who it is, once again, that's Cassidy, the rapper. All right, he was basically saying, look, I felt something was wrong, and at that time, I felt, for a while, I thought something gonna happen to this guy, AR-AB. I didn't know he would get 45 years, which is what he got, or something like that, 40 something. Okay, but I felt that something gonna happen to this dude one day. All right, and listen as he goes into some of this stuff here.
I never felt if anybody asked me was I addicted, I'd be like, no. Because I never felt the pain or nothing, because I always had a lot. I had money. But I used to watch my friends who don't have no money, or I watch everybody else go through it, and they never seen me go through it. And I have to look down on them like, man, that shit got it, man. That shit ain't got me. But in my mind, I knew, man, the reason why, I talked to my brother, my little brother had to go to rehab. And I understood, damn, the reason why he didn't get me, because I got money. If I don't got no money, I'll probably be going through some pain trying to get this drug, man. A lot of people switch over to dope. Because motherfuckers be 5 Percocet 30s in, and they can't afford it no more. That's why they switch over to dope, because it's the same deal. So me taking the Percocet probably every day for about 6 months, 7 months, I just understood, yeah, I'm on this shit. I got to get off this shit. And I just stopped doing it. I just cold turkeyed it and don't do it again.
Okay, so you tell me people go from Percocets to heroin.
Yeah.
And heroin is pretty much the worst.
They'll deny it. I'm telling you, it was for sure. All right, listen, you got inner cities.
Now you see how he talking about what he used to be on, but at the same time, when you look at AR-AB as a person, he's very articulate. Very, very articulate. I mean, this guy can have a podcast like Gilly and all in a while though. He can have, seriously, if he did not get wrapped up what he was doing, he could easily have a podcast. He could probably have one of the #1 podcasts in Philly, to be told, at least from that rap world, if he didn't get involved in this stuff, if he wasn't doing this stuff. And as he was sitting there saying, he basically said, look, I was on this type of drug, all right, and if I was in the worst financial situation, I could have been really messed up. I know a guy, all right, for example, I'm not going to tell you his name. I know a guy who got a sentence of 40-something years, just like AR-AB, but he got less years. They cut it down. They gave him charges that they put charges on him that he didn't do. All right. And I remember he told me, he said, I was on, I think it was called Wet, if I'm not mistaken, which is if I'm not mistaken, it's like a embalming fluid. Okay. He said, I was on this stuff every day. So I was not thinking straight. But when he was locked up, he said, when I got locked up, I was off of that stuff, and my mind was able to calm down, and I was able to think straight and see more. You know what I mean? And I was telling him about God, and he didn't want to listen to me. But when he got locked up, he was able to see straight. And then he came to the Lord. Then he was like, you know what? Now I see what you was talking about.
Yo, this King Ad, El Patron, and I'm here with Hip Hop since 1987, and I got the whole OBH records with me.
Reckless kind.
Let's get it.
Now what I'm about to play is him basically saying, look, man, like AR-AB saying, look, this guy right here, you see the guy sitting down, you know who that is, his name is Skinny Me. All right. He also was locked up, all right, for like 20-something years, maybe 30-something years, for taking people's lives. I think he was almost like a type of hitman for basically for OBH, for AR-AB, but OBH stands for Original Block Hustlers. Okay, that's the group that he had. Now you gotta understand, him sitting, like, I gotta keep saying this because today, AR-AB is basically seen by a lot of folks like he's just like a laughing stock. All right, I'm not trying to defend what he was doing at all. All right, I know this is a channel, it's a Christian channel, a YouTube channel. But what I'm trying to explain is that when this stuff was going down, it was not seen like it was today at all. And if he wasn't caught, I guarantee you nobody will be saying this stuff. People online, they always act like, they always in the know. And a lot of times, it's like hindsight 2020. People only say stuff when everybody else is saying stuff. Like, movie could come out. Movie could be great, but if they put out reviews that is bad, people say, oh, movie's bad, movie's bad. I remember I saw a movie years ago with my friend. We in the movie theater watching it, and we liked the movie. We loved it. All right, but when people started tearing up on reviews, he came out and turned around later and said, oh, I like the movie. I'm like, you was sitting there with me watching, having a good time. Now all of a sudden, people saying it's bad, you think it's bad? And I was like, you know good and well you was sitting, even to the day, you still like laying like it. I'm like, but you was loving it when you was watching it. You ain't had no complaint there. He was looking at me in the face like, yo, this stuff crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying to say that people could be easily influenced. But when I'm telling you, if this man is not getting locked up, people will be kissing his behind right now. All right, people knew about this man. Now, when this dream probably came out years ago, this video, but I'm sure it came out years ago because he was up because AR-AB been locked up for years, but this is basically him like promoting his group. These dudes sitting down, they part of his group, his Original Black Hustlers art. And in the DVD rap era, this is what people used to do a lot. You know what I mean? You think about rap came from, you think about it start from really the 80s and then you go to the 90s, and then, so at that time, it was no DVDs. It was just more so like VHS tapes. It was really like a lot of people coming out. I mean, when it came to like rap and get the behind the scenes look at people's lives back then, you came up in an era like me, it was more so you watch MTV, or in Philly we had this show called Urban Expressions, where you see people, Urban Expressions came on like midnight, came on real late. So, stuff like that, they would interview people. It was no internet. So like you basically have to watch these shows to figure out these people behind the scenes. So when DVD era came out, when they came out with DVDs and stuff, it was like a whole new thing. Like, because people would come out with DVDs, and with the DVD, like your sole purpose would be in your slot on a DVD. I think they had this DVD series called, if I'm not mistaken, it was called the Come Up DVDs, and they had different ones. They had different rappers just have different DVDs that they had themselves. But a lot of times it was like compilation joints. It's basically like being in a magazine, only for a movie, okay? And I'm saying this for some of the young folks don't know nothing about this, okay? Maybe you was born in 2005, whatever, you don't know nothing about this era, okay? Or 2010, whatever. To be on a DVD was a big thing. So that's basically what he's doing. He's basically hyping his team up. However, and of course, there's no DVDs going to be online also a lot of time, all right? And it's very, very important that these folks do this stuff so their stuff can sell. All right, it's very, very important. I'm not saying that people don't do it today, but back then it was like extremely important that this stuff be done. But so for example here, right, this is one of the clips that people use to say, look, this is AR-AB snitching on people. All right, this is him saying too much. But I'm telling you, when this stuff was happening, nobody was saying it. All right, let's hit play here.
And I'm gonna keep it real to you, man. I've been around a lot of street niggas, a lot of gangsters, man. I never seen a rapper outside of like me and my brothers that really live everything they rap about, man.
Realest and hottest.
I'm not gonna vouch for nobody I haven't seen. I seen Skinny Me get bloody. I know what he can do. He probably the most dangerous nigga I ever met in my life, bro. This on everything. I watched Skinny Me. I watched with my own eyes.
OB's the Bobby.
See, people right here will be like, yo, he snitching, blah, blah. But once again, when this stuff was going down, nobody was saying that. And if he was locked up, people would still be kissing his behind, still saying, yeah, you know what I mean? It's all rap at the end of the day. It's not real. It's not real. It's just rap. It's like wrestling. All right.
Brutal.
super sturdy.
What I'm trying to tell you is, man,
We hide it all.
this is why he one of the reasons why I'm never gonna need a security. My little brother, he weighed 120 pounds, but he's my security guard too.
Leaders follow leaders. And listen, man.
He will run,
and
walk
you're supposed
through.
to protect your brothers,
if
man.
you're 300 pounds, he will fucking walk through you. I promise you. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes.
And I do
this
it all
boy
for my brothers,
is a cold-blooded, brutal motherfucking man.
And nobody
I
hide
don't
it than me.
advise y'all to cross him.
And nobody hide it than Ab. Nobody can fuck with his period.
Cause when I see, when he on your ass,
I'm on your ass,
you really
and I don't
that
beef
shit
with you
goodbye.
rappers. I mean, I'm still new wave of dope.
My whole thing is, if you
all.
still making diss tracks and beef about me, man, just go ahead and suck my whole dick.
Yeah,
man.
and your only punishment is a cough and no shit.
I don't beef with rappers, man. My whole thing is, live that shit when you see us.
That's it.
Come around, we ain't
That's
hard
it.
to
Like,
find.
live that shit.
That's it.
Hey,
That's
Rick
it.
Danes, catch your question, Rick Danes.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Recently been some internet beefs. People trying to beef me on the internet.
I was going to ask you about that.
You notice they don't never come to Philadelphia? My whole thing, I never had an issue with nobody, and there wasn't no violence behind that shit.
Rappers get shot when the men hunt, man.
So just check this out. So if a nigga really got an issue with me, and every time you do an interview with me, you see me, and I'm in North Philadelphia,
Facts.
we the same places.
Facts.
So do you think a person really got an issue with me? Do you think he really gonna do something to me? I got the same address for about 10, 15 years. I'll be there every day.
That's a fact.
The end. Low.
Yo,
Tell me what we working on.
man, going to crook.
Now, what he not, what AR-AB is not telling you also is that AR-AB actually took a lot of his enemies out. Okay, I mean, just basically with the cases say, with the court records, all that kind of stuff say that essentially there was people that had other blocks in his area or areas he was trying to expand to, and he didn't like that, so he sent other folks like Skinny Me and other people to take him out, which some of them did. All right. Let me say, well, even if what they were saying was just rap at the end of the day, they still was committing these crimes. And that's why they got those long bids, they got them long sentences, because they was doing those crimes. You do the crime, you gotta do the time. Now, am I saying that, am I trying to defend him? No. Am I trying to say, oh, well, he shouldn't have got this time and it's unfair? No. What I'm saying is that the society that we live in and that we've created, many of us that laugh at AR-AB, okay, will laugh at, Dark Low, all them guys, Skinny Me, all the dudes that's part of his clique. All right. At the exact same, these dudes got these long bids, okay, these long, like, they got NBA, score numbers, okay. A lot of the folks that laugh at them, you go on to the next person, listen to the next rapper, all right. And I mean, I think the guy, one of the most famous rappers, was out. I forget the guy name from Chicago. Okay, I forget the guy name. I don't listen to rap no more. But I forget it's the guy from Chicago. The guy who, I think he had like blonde dreads. Somebody. I forget the guy's name. Okay, one of the most famous rappers from Chicago. He got locked up recently. I think he tried to flee the country. I forget the guy's name. All right, I don't really listen to rap like that no more. But people listen to him. He had that song, they said All My Life or something like that, and he rapped with somebody else. I forget the guy's name. It ain't important. I'll pull him up because he like it's other folks just like the guy, okay? But he been on top for years, and then he got caught, and now he's like on to the next person. You know what I'm saying? And it's like at the end of the day, we gotta say, this is not right. You know what I mean? This is not right. The black community is one of the easiest communities to exploit. And you look at somebody like AR-AB, it really is a tragedy. It really, really is at the end of the day. You may say, how is it a tragedy? Are you saying that because you from Philly like him? That's why. No, it's not because I'm from the same city that he's from. Okay. It's because of the fact that that's what it is. He's a human being. Yeah. He's a young black man. He's not young anymore. But he's a young black man who fell between the cracks. And I wish that somebody could have said, listen, it's not the way. It's really not the way. You know what I mean? That's why if you look at my channel, you would know me that since 2011, I've been going on the streets, praying for folks, preaching on these streets, telling people about God. Also, I got 2 community groups in the city to help people to give understanding. There's a lot of other stuff that I've done. I'm not trying to say it's a boast. I'm just saying to say that it's a problem, not just in Philadelphia, but a lot of cities. All right, Chicago, Detroit, where a lot of young men, they don't have any knowledge about what's really going on. I remember when I went to school. I went to public school. Excuse me, the high school that I went to. I had one history class. I went to high school for 3 years, and I had one history class. Can you believe that? One history class, and it was American history, and they told us nothing about Black history at all, nothing. And it's important that you understand Black history to prevent you from doing a lot of this foolish stuff. There's a lot of other things you need to know, of course, but that's one of those important things you need to know is to know those who went before you, Black people that went before you, that this accomplished all kind of feats without having to break the law. So when you see somebody that's rapping, talking about I got all this money and I got these beautiful women because I did all this illegal stuff, okay, then you don't just say, I need to do the same thing to live that type of lifestyle. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of no girls liking me. So I need to do what so-and-so did and climb that ladder. And this is what people like AR-AB did. People like AR-AB, that's how they thought. You say, well, the problem is everybody trying to get money quick. Everybody want the quick buck. Everybody want a fast dollar. And real money don't come fast. It comes slow. All right. But the thing is, these guys, they don't see it like that. All right. They see it like, I'm out here hustling. Think about it. I remember I used to live in Logan. All right. Philly. I used to live in Logan area. You see like 5, 10 dudes more, maybe 15 dudes at a corner store. All right. And in their mind, I used to see these guys. I go in the store a lot, see these guys out there, and I seen that same day in a lot of their places in Philly where I lived at. Right, in their mind, it's like, as they offering you different drugs, they selling this stuff. In their mind, it's like, look, I am taking a slow route. Okay, I want to be like AR-AB or whoever, or Jay-Z, whatnot, but I'm taking the slow route now. I'm on the corner. I'm on the block. I'm waiting for my money to grow, and so I can become a boss. All right. So you look at it as, they're trying to, get fast money. They look at it like, no, this is the right way. You see what I'm saying? They legalize a lot of this stuff anyway. And they don't understand there's more to it than that. A lot of times when I'm on the street preaching, I tell people, look, when I grew up, they used to always say, the only way you can make money is to sell drugs, rap, or play in the NBA, play a sport. If you can't do one of those three, there's no way you can make money. When the reality is there's a variety of ways you make money. You make money through stocks if you understand investing. You can start your own company like I did. All right. You don't have to break the law. So a variety of ways to make money. I have a friend, I say it's often when I preach to, I have a friend that he got accused of stealing a laptop at his job, which he didn't do. All right. And it was suspended for 6 months. Had bills and everything. But he also knew how to trade stocks. Okay. And when he finally went back to his job, he was making the same amount of money that he made his job on doing stocks, doing like trading, day trading. He made the same amount of money and more doing that than he did working at his regular job. Okay, this is a true story. You know what I mean? Also, he started a website. He started and started selling, doing like drop shipping or something like that, doing that kind of stuff. He was making money in a variety of ways. And still to this day, he's still making money in a variety of ways, okay? And he did not have to break the law. But a lot of these folks out here, they don't know that. So the point is, we gotta stop laughing at folks like AR-AB, because it's really a tragedy that a lot of guys just like him, they just don't understand how the real world really works. Now I'm sure with him now being locked up, he got a lot of time to think. He's probably reflected on his life a ton of times and say, you know what, that was stupid. Okay, I made fast money. People respected me. People in the hood respected me. People in North Philly respected me. People in down Erie, area, they respected me. Okay. People down, Hunt Park respected me. I'm talking about these different areas of Philadelphia, okay? People in South Philly respected me, okay? People in Camden, New Jersey respected me. People in Delaware respected me. People in Texas respected me, okay? Whatever could it be, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm locked up. And people, Google AR-AB, all they see is, one of the dumbest rappers alive videos and self-snitching videos, and that's what I gave my life to. You know what I mean? That's what I spent all this time to build. That's what the young folks of the new generation are gonna see.
Inside a house, I build investments. I create investments. This is what I do with my money. I don't do the weird shit everybody else doing. Because at the end of the day, I seen a lot of guys who don't rap no more. They fucked up. 90% of the rappers that's not rapping now, retired, old, they broke. I'm a hustler before rap. That's why niggas like 50 Cent, Baby, Jay-Z is so successful. Because they were successful at something before music. I was successful in the streets. I made way more money than I ever made in the streets doing rap. It's not even close.
And that is true. There's a video online where this dude has, like, I'm not mistaken, like $500,000, okay, on a table. This is cash. All right. I mean, that's like just giving the FBI and all them folks evidence. There's all this kind of money. And the thing is, and I want you guys that watch this that maybe in his life, you gotta understand, okay? I'm not just a YouTuber, like I just explained to y'all, I'm out here too, but trying to inspire folks. YouTube is a small thing for me, okay? It's where I go out to give y'all information, on the side, but I really be out here, okay? And I want you guys to understand, it's a variety. This is the point of this video. And also, if y'all watch this, y'all like this, please hit the like button. Please share this video, okay? For real, please share this video. It's the best thing you can do to help this channel and help somebody else if they are in this lifestyle is share this video, okay? At the end of the day, it's a variety of ways to make money. He said, we look at Jay-Z and XYZ and all those other folks, okay? They made money before rap. Though a lot of them folks also, they made some money. They may have said, I was a big, drug lord and this and that, when in reality, it was none of that. They was selling for somebody else, okay? And then they got in the rap because they wanted to make real money. Whereas with AR-AB, he's like what the rappers kind of in a way said that they were. He's like the real life version of that. But look how it ended for him. Because the dude actually made money. Not because you understand, not only did AR-AB make money from selling stuff on the block, he also had a lot of properties, which now probably a lot of them has just been sold, been abandoned, taken by the city. He had a lot of properties, okay, throughout the city. That he himself, if you go online, you'll see him talking about all their properties he was getting money buying properties, maybe some of the properties was drug stash houses, I don't know, but at the end of the day, he was getting property, he was trying to seemingly transition, but he still was in life, all right? And in this life, at the end of the day, it's nothing good but death. These streets don't love you, okay? These streets do not love you, and you can't play with the devil and then dance with God right after that, okay? Without there being repercussions. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, if you ask God to forgive you, He will. But you cannot plan to walk with God by first dancing with the devil. You understand what I'm saying? You can't play God. God cannot be played, nor can you play the devil. Because the devil, if you try to play the devil's going to play you. You understand? Because the devil can see your last day. Can actually, it's like this. It was an anime that came out years ago called what was this thing called? It was basically a Japanese cartoon. You don't know what that means. It was a cartoon. I forget the name of the movie. It was called Death Note, right? And on this cartoon, it was this guy. I forget who it was. This guy. I think it was like a demon or something like that, right? And this guy who he's working with is demon, right? And it was like they could literally see on top of people. They could like see in the spiritual realm, right? And they could see on top of people's heads like a number, like which I think was like the day they were gonna die, or like the amount of years they had. And even though that was like a TV show, whatever, a cartoon, it's really real in the spiritual realm. Demons and the devil, they can tell when you're gonna die, or they know, they understand time. And when they're giving you a deal, like let's say you make a deal with the devil, what you can do to become famous, whatever case may be. That's a whole nother video. I'm not going into that right now. You make a deal with them. All right. At the end of the day, they're gonna come for you behind. All right. And they're not gonna say, well, we can give some time to repent, come to God. No, they're gonna come for you behind around the time when the deal is up, or maybe before that, and take you out. Okay. Or if God give you grace, you may just get locked up for 100 years, whatever the case may be. All right. So now you spend the rest of your life with no women, locked up with a bunch of dudes, and a bunch of dudes that may be gay and want to put their hands on your behind. Okay, physically put their hands on your behind. Okay, while you locked up, and it's not. And it sounds funny. It's really not funny at all. And you done sold your life to this. That's why I tell people, I'll give my life to anybody. It's to God and God alone. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm not giving my life to the streets, because the streets will not love you back. They will love you like the story in the Bible, prodigal son. They will love you like a prodigal son. What did he do? He said, Dad, I need all my money now. I need all my heritage. Got the money, and we know what he did. He took that money and he spent it on Bible says on riotous living, on basically on women, on prostitutes. The Bible says, and things like that. But the money eventually ran out. Okay. Very rapper. Like he just said, after a while, money run out and you go broke. Okay. And you gotta figure something out. Now, if you somebody like Snoop Dogg, maybe, who done a lot of different things, or got a name like that, maybe you can still survive out there. But even I just saw a video pop up the other day saying that they was canceling Snoop Dogg. I don't know what he got himself into, but it popped up. All right. Everybody's trying to build a name and make their name last forever. Trying to build a name like Trump. If I get my name like Trump, I'd never be broke. All right. How about learning how to invest in a variety of ways? I'm not just talking about in the stock market. I'm talking about investing in a variety of things. Investing in people. Putting your money in people's companies. Okay. Putting your money in your own company. Investing in that. Investing your time in things that matter. Okay. It's a variety of ways to make money. And it does. You mean, so I want my name to be something great. Well, it's possible for your name. Number one, you should want to exalt God in the first place, and not just your own name. You want to boost yourself. You don't want to make yourself try to be like God yourself. Okay, but if you have something that you got going that's good, and you want that name to be seen, okay, you want that to be like number one. There's nothing wrong with that. If you got whatever company you got, and you want to be number one, there's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you're doing it, the right way, and that you're on the up and up. You understand what I'm saying? Sit back and think. Like, for example, these guys, I'm going to end with this. Those guys that's on the corner, right? They look at it like, I'm not making fast money. This is hard money. I'm out here 8 hours a day. I see some of these guys, they on the corner they literally out there 8 a.m. sometimes. And you could be out there at midnight. They still standing out there. They still out there all day, all night. They see this as hard. They see that as hard work. All right. But the thing is, a lot of them guys, and I spoke to a lot of them guys over years. I spoke to most of the guys, selling stuff. Some of them wanted to shoot me. Some of them said they was going to shoot me. More than once. I've had guys say, move from this area. We're going to do this to you. We're going to do that to you. And I preach. And I said, I ain't moving nowhere. Unless sometimes God told me to move. But most of the time, I ain't moving nowhere. Okay. And I kept on preaching. All right. And I would say, y'all selling death to your own people. You ain't even ashamed. All right. Or they like, oh, this is my block. I know it's not your block. You're selling dope. You're selling drugs on a block. It's not your block. You don't own a block. Okay. But they had the same mindset AR-AB had. This is my block. This is that. No, it's not your block. Okay. And when the time came, the feds or whoever came for his behind and locked him up. He said, that's enough. You know what I mean? You serve your purpose. You got that money. We're going to come. We're going to take that money. So if he had, let's say he had $50 million on him, whatever kids be, let's say he had, well, I don't know what he had. Let's say he had $50 million on him. They arrested him. Okay. They recovered $20 million. The rest of the money disappeared into their pockets. Okay. For example, which could have happened. All right. So he basically is getting robbed a variety of ways. All his money gone. And he locked up for such a long amount of time. He's locked up for so many years, so many decades. His name is almost forgotten. So all things that he wanted to stay and to remain just disappear. You understand? And some of y'all think y'all could be like Trump. And y'all, no, listen, you can't be like Trump. Trump is on some whole other stuff. All right. And a lot of you guys, y'all need to just wake up. You need to get a Bible. Y'all need to read that book. Seriously. Be saved and born again. Leave this life. Because this life and all this fast money is nothing but it's like a fantasy. You understand what I'm saying? For real, it's a fantasy. It's something that's not real. It's fugazi. It's something for fools. Fast money on these streets is for fools. Okay. You may not see it as fast money because of the fact that, like I said, you out there all day and all night. But it is the life of fast money because real money and real success requires thought. It requires real planning and real thought without breaking the law or without having to hurt somebody. Okay. They can legalize selling drugs on the corner. But if I'm hurting somebody, someone's being hurt. Okay. Like in Philly, we got a whole bunch of people that are on drugs that are strung out, that you can see leaning over, as you probably see on some of the videos on YouTube, or you see people in Kinston, Philadelphia, just leaning over and bent over. I see that every single day. Every single day I see people like that. It's a shame. I saw a lady the other day. She was like the age of my mom, black woman. She was bent over, just bent over her head was literally like almost at the ground. And I'm looking at her just like, my Lord. And that's because somebody had some stuff and they sold it to her. And seeing the condition that she was in, they said, hey, you want some more? I remember one time I was waiting for a train, and a guy, this true story, a guy came up on a platform, and he said, free drugs. He literally giving out free samples to get more people to that trash. All right. And he looked at it as, look, you know, now this is the thing. If that guy did that very same thing with something else that was not drugs, he could be very successful. But in his mind, all he sees is selling dope. That's all he know. Okay. That's a shame. So once again, wrapping this video up, the story of AR-AB is a tragedy. He's not a guy to laugh at and to poke fun at. It's a tragedy. And there's a lot of people just like him. Thanks for watching. God bless. Peace.